Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently 6:57 p.m. on Saturday evening. It kind of feels like a Sunday around here today, honestly. We got up, we slept in, and Alex had taken Boo Radley out, and then he gave him a little bit of lunch. And I got up and was talking to people on the phone and kind of figuring out what videos I wanted to make and stuff for the day. And then I kind of went back and laid down in bed with Alex and Boo Radley for a little bit. They've kind of like laid down all day long and got up, and Alex looked at TikToks for like an hour. And right now, my guys are upstairs asleep right now. So he's like, I'm going back to sleep for a little bit. I said, okay, you've been napping all day. He's like, I know. So anyway, he worked so hard for the week so he can do whatever he wants to do on the weekend. Actually, at one point I was like, well, we could go get brunch if you wanted to. And he said, well, we would have to leave like right now. It was like 20 after 2. And he said, well, we would have to leave right now. And I said, well, we could just go tomorrow. It's fine. And he was like, yeah, let's just go tomorrow. So we're just going to go to brunch somewhere tomorrow. But anyway, last night we, after I got done with vlogging and all that stuff, hunkered down and we had 2 episodes of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We watched, got caught up on those. So we watched the second to the last, and then we watched the finale. And then I think it's next week or in 2 weeks, they have the reunion, which I love the reunions. I'm so excited about that. So we watched all that. It was interesting. In the last episode, they had a lot about Jen Shaw and her court trial. And Meredith and Heather went to New York City to be there for her court trial. That whole thing was very interesting, and kind of their opinions about all of that, and what the women said, if they would like stand by her if she was found guilty. And then that she came out, I mean, this wasn't on the show, but we know this now, that she pled guilty, made a plea deal. So anyway, and then after that, I just made some coffee. I used this mug. You know, I went through and I got rid of a bunch of my mugs. So these are the mugs. Well, not this, I mean, this one specifically, but I do love this mug. I think I got it at Meijer, where somebody sent it to me. It says, be kind, be happy, be brave. I love this cup. And it's like the perfect size for like a Keurig cup of coffee too. You can see it, like that's how much coffee it makes. And then it has this little thing on the bottom. I just love it. I love any kind of like clay coffee cup. I think they're so beautiful. It's interesting because I don't typically like mugs that say stuff on them. I like them when they look like you walked into some store in some small town in like Michigan. Because of course, you know, that's where I got my favorite mugs from, the stone mug in Saugatuck, Michigan when I was a kid. But anyway, I just made that cup of coffee. Barney's Santa's blend, or Santa's something it's called. Anyway, Santa's Christmas, or I don't know what it's called. But anyway, so after we got done watching that, we watched RuPaul's Drag Race. We didn't watch Untucked, which is like the after show, because we couldn't find it on our TV, which is weird because last week, maybe I didn't watch it till the next night, but what was weird was none of them were on the TV. And like the ones from last week weren't on there or anything. And we have it set to record them, but it doesn't record them. So I don't know what's going on with that. But we couldn't find the Untucked from last night to watch, so we didn't watch that. And then Alex, after that, it was like 12 o'clock, 12:15 or something. No, it was a little bit earlier than that when we started the first movie, because he was like, do you want to watch a movie? And I said, yeah, sure. I called and talked to Tanya because she had been calling me. She texted me, or she called me, and then I texted her and I said, we're watching Salt Lake City. And she said, and I said, can I call you when I'm done? And she texted me back, bye, Felicia. Okay, Tanya, I see how you are. So anyway, so I called Tanya after we got done watching our shows, before we watched the movie, and just was checking in with her, and we were talking about her day and stuff like that. And then, so Alex was like, pick a movie that you want to watch. And I said, you don't care? And he was like, no, just pick whatever you want to watch. I had downloaded this movie for our trip. I didn't end up watching it, but it was on Netflix, called White Noise. It's with Adam Driver. And it's about this like catastrophic event that takes place. It's like a semi hits a train, and then it releases all of this stuff into the air or something like that. It happened like in the 80s or something. I don't know if it's based on a true story or not. I don't know, because we only watched like a half an hour of it. It was so slow and so boring. And I was kind of into it at first, but it was really weird in watching it. Because like everybody that was in it was like a great actor. You know, Don Cheadle is in it. Who else? The woman that plays the wife is like a really great actress. Everybody that's in it is really good, but it takes place in the 80s. It didn't feel to me though, like when you watch Candy with Jessica Biel, like it feels like you're in the 80s watching it, you know? When you watch, what's the other show that I watched that was kind of like time period piece? I thought Under the Banner of Heaven, like it had taken place, you know, like I felt like it was a really good period piece when you're watching it. But you know, like when you watch a show and it doesn't feel like, it didn't feel to me like it took place in the 80s. It felt to me like they were trying to make it look like it took place in the 80s, if that makes sense. And it just was a lot of like, it just was very distracting. It wasn't like a calm movie to watch. There was a lot of talking over each other. It was very confusing. It was very philosophical. It was probably a little too deep for us to watch on a Friday evening, honestly. I don't know if I'll go back and finish it. I just wasn't really that enticed by it. If anybody out there has watched it and you guys loved it, let me know in the comment section below. And I will maybe go in and watch it, but I wasn't that into it. So I was like looking through the movies and I was trying to figure out something that like Alex and I would both like. And I was like, God, I don't really know, you know, whatever. And I was looking through stuff. And I had seen something recently about they were posting Coda again. And I thought they had posted it like on HBO Max or Netflix or something like that. So I was looking to see. But we have Apple TV too. So I pulled it up and I said, you haven't seen Coda, have you? And he said, no. And he goes, but do you want to watch it again? And I said, oh yeah, I would love to watch it again. Because I had watched Coda when it originally came out. Like I think I watched it like right before the Academy Awards maybe, and just sobbed my entire way through it. So Alex and I watched Coda last night. We started it at like 12:15 because it's 2 hours long. We got done about 2:15, 2:30. So I went to bed about 2:30. And I forgot what a fantastic movie that is. It is. So if you guys don't know what Coda is the movie about the girl whose parents and brother are all deaf and she's not, she's hearing. And it's about like her life, her senior year in high school, and her loving to sing. It's just so fantastically done. It's so beautiful. And I think it won Best Picture, and then I think the guy that plays her dad won Best Actor. Marlee Matlin plays her mom. And I love Marlee Matlin, and I don't know if Marlee Matlin won an Academy Award. I know that she got nominated, I think, for Best Actress or Best Supporting Actress. But it just was, you guys, it just was such a magical movie. And I hate to say this because I don't want to ruin it for people, but it's whatever. There's a scene in it when she sings Both Sides Now by Joni Mitchell. Judy Collins sang it too, but I love the Joni Mitchell version. And that was like my mom's favorite song, and it's like my favorite song of life. I feel like it's the song. I can hear Alex breathing really deep. He's sleeping so hard. It's like the song that I feel, if you want to know how I truly feel about life, or if you want to know how I feel about getting older, go read the lyrics to Both Sides Now. What's so weird about it is, and I've talked about this on here before, I can remember being a little kid. There's a line in there about ice cream castles in the sky. And I can remember my parents, like this was long before my parents got separated. I don't know, I must have been like 4. I mean, this is like one of my first memories. And I can remember us like in the living room of our apartment that we had when we moved here. I would have had to have been 4 or 5. I don't even know how I remember this. 3 or 4. And I can remember them like playing that song and like singing at the top of their lungs. And I can remember just having this like fantasy of ice cream castles in the sky. And like I could see like buildings in the sky of ice cream. Like, I don't know, but that was like my image of it. I can remember that song all the way back to then. So this has been like a song that has carried with me through my entire life. I loved it when I was in, you know, my mom would play it when I was growing up. She loved Judy Collins and Joni Mitchell. I was actually thinking about this. I was like, Joni Mitchell hasn't been super healthy and whatever. And I thought, Judy Collins is getting older and she's so beautiful. And I just thought, like when you think about people, like if they pass, that you would be like really affected by, like Joni Mitchell is somebody that I think, Joni Mitchell or Judy Collins. Well, I think Joni Mitchell, there's a few songs of hers that I love. Judy Collins, her entire canon of music is just absolutely incredible to me. And, I mean, everything from like her earlier days of, her songs to, there's a song of hers called The Blizzard that I like. I actually saw that it was like considered a Christmas song not too long ago. And I've never considered it a Christmas song, which is interesting to me. But it's about a woman that's driving up to the mountain to get home in Colorado, and she gets stuck in a blizzard, and she meets a stranger at this diner, and so she starts talking to him, and she stays with him for the night. And so it's kind of this story. If you listen to it, go listen to the song The Blizzard by Judy Collins. It's such a great song. And then the next day, like the snow is cleared and the sun comes out, and it's like one of my favorite songs. And Judy Collins is somebody to me that, like, I mean, so many of her songs, like My Father, I love that song so much. Or The Moon's a Harsh Mistress is probably one of my favorite songs of life as well. Holly Ann, that's about her sister. She's just a fantastic folk singer, a storyteller. I consider her almost more of a storyteller than a singer, really. I mean, she sings her stories, which are just incredible. Where's All the Time Gone? That song forever reminds me of my mom. I can remember my mom listening to that song when I was a kid, and I can remember my mom, as she got older, I would ask her like why she doesn't listen to some of this music, and she would say, she was like, because she wouldn't, like, as I was like, when she was in her 40s and 50s and stuff, she didn't listen to as much of it. And I would say, like in her 50s, really, I think, especially when she got sober, and I would say, you don't really listen to Judy Collins as much anymore and whatever, why not? And she'd say, Peter, a lot of that music really makes me very sad. And she was like, it reminds me of a time in my life that isn't around anymore, and like I don't want to relive all those memories of your dad and the house that you grew up in and all this kind of shit. Like, it kind of makes me sad, and I don't like to listen to that music. And so she started listening to a lot of, she loved dance music, and she loved a couple songs by Garbage, Shirley Manson and the band Garbage, and she loved reggae music. A friend of hers made her a tape of like Bob Marley reggae music. She loved anything that she considered happy music. Janet Jackson, I made her a CD of I think it was a CD, yeah, of mixed music, and I had a bunch of Janet Jackson on there, and she loved it. And that's not to say that she didn't, I love that saying, that's not to say. That's not to say, that kind of reminds me of the John Denver song about Alfie. Did you ever say that? That he says in that. That's not to say, but anyway. That's not to say that she didn't love Bob Dylan and listen to Bob Dylan still, or, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, or Neil Young. I mean, she loved all of that, but she didn't listen to as much of it as she got older. And I think, like, it's interesting where music takes me sometimes. Like last night, watching this movie, when she sings the song, Both Sides Now, I literally, like, I was like, almost like uncontrollably sobbing. It's just a beautiful scene anyway in the movie, but I myself am sitting there as she's singing it, thinking about all these different memories of my life, And I love music, but like, I put on some music today to get like ready to make my videos, my drama video, and I was like dancing upstairs to Alex, and I was like, it was playing that song by on the Flashdance album. I'm going on a man hunt, turn it around. I think that song, they actually played it in the Chippendales TV show that I was watching. I think that's why I downloaded that song. I download songs all the time in my iTunes. I know people have, Apple Music, and Alex does. He has like Spotify and all that kind of stuff, but I don't do all that. I buy my songs, so I like to buy my songs. But if you looked through my iTunes, you would like be like, this makes no sense at all. Like you have Billie Eilish. I love Billie Eilish so much. You have Billie Eilish, and then you have country music stars on here, and then you have Dolly Parton, and then you have the soundtrack from Flashdance, and then you have this, and then you have that. Like, it's so crazy. Like tons of dance music, you know, electronic dance music. Rufus Du Sol, Nora and Pure, Cascade, David Guetta. Those were kind of my faves. If I wasn't uploading a video, I would go get my... Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. And my video is done, what do you call it? Uploading, so I can go in here. Okay, so the first song that I have purchased recently, I'm sure you guys were like, this is so exciting, is Manhunt by Karen Kamen. I don't know, it's from the Flashdance album. I'm kind of interested to see what songs I have on here too, because I don't know. The next song is Christmas with You, soundtrack from the Netflix film by Amy Garcia. So this was this movie that Alex and I watched on Netflix called Christmas with You. I can't remember what that guy's name is. He was in all the movies in the early 90s. He's married to Sarah, what's his name? Shoot. Why can't I remember his name? Hold on a second. Now this is gonna drive me crazy if I don't look. Christmas Without... It was a cute movie. Freddie Prinze Jr. Sarah Michelle Gellar, that's who he's married to. So, yeah, that was real cute, and I love that song. It came on the other day, and I said to Alex, I said, do you know what this song is from? He goes, yeah, that movie we watched on Netflix. Okay, then I bought Merry Christmas Baby album, Old Lang Syne, from Rod Stewart, because they played that in that A Blizzard for Christmas on Netflix. Then I bought 2 mixes of A Deeper Love, CC Radio, and Morales Radio. Pride, a deep love, pride, a deep love, whoa, whoa, whoa. Because I used to love that song back in the day. And then my husband is obsessed with this band or DJ, I think they're DJs, called Fred Again. And so I tagged a song while he was like driving somewhere, and I ended up buying the entire album. Because I just thought, since Alex loves it, I'll buy it. And the album is called Actual Life, January 1st through September 9th, 2022. So I bought that whole album. And then I bought the whole album of Christmas album, A Very She and Him Christmas. Why can't I think of what her name is now? Zooey Deschanel. And she is the female singer in that. I love it. And then I bought Linda Scott. I've told every little star. I wish I could, like, I can't play it on here, but it's in a lot of commercials and TV shows right now. And it's like, I've tagged it a couple times, and so finally I was like, I'm just gonna buy it. And then, oh my God, I don't know why or where I heard this recently. It was in some show I was watching. I can't remember what it was, but Oleta Adams, and Oleta Adams, and it was the song Get Here. And when I was looking on the album, I used to love Oleta Adams back in the day. I just had to hear, I think I was watching like a drag pageant, something they play. Yeah, I was watching a drag pageant thing on Kalani Productions. And so when I went to go look up her album, which is the very best of Oleta Adams, I just had to hear your voice. And so I bought both of them because I love both of those songs. Okay, and then I got This Is Me Trying, a Folklore by Taylor Swift, because that was in a show. It was like an old episode of Gossip Girl that Alex was watching, and I really liked it, so I got that. El Polvorone by SIS and Cartel de Mambo. It's like a Latino dance song. I love it. Okay, Billie Eilish, Bad Guy, and Billie Eilish, When the Party's Over. Billie Eilish, When the Party's Over was probably one of my favorite songs of 2022. I love that song so much. Body Funk by Purple Disco Machine, which is like, Alex really, really loves them. So I love them as well. And then Gimme, Gimme, Gimme by Lee Cabrera and Kevin McKay, and it's an extended club mix. You guys can't see these even if I show them. And then Hit the Road Jack by Ray Charles. I got that. And then Midnights by Taylor Swift. I still need to buy the 3 a.m. one and listen to that. Maybe I'll do that tonight. And then Holly Dolly Christmas by Dolly Parton. So good, you guys. Now, I don't know what I bought before this. This Is Real by Jax Jones. I don't even know that song. Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish. Love that song as well. Nasty Girl by Anaya Day. I was actually watching Erica Andrews, a drag show, like it was for a pageant that she did, and she performed that song, and I was like, oh my god, I used to love that song back in the day. Song for the Lonely by Cher. This is a song for the lonely. Can you hear me? I don't know the words at all to it. This is where I say, like, you guys are going to be like, Peter, what is going on here? The Passenger by Susie and the Banshees, which I love Susie and the Banshees so much. They were like one of my favorite bands back in the day. And then Romeo and Juliet by Dire Straits, which was actually in the movie, what's the movie called? Back in the day, it was with, Steve, what's his name? Oh, the guy from... What's the movie where they open the records? Empire Records. Oh my god, I love that movie so much. Okay. And then Celine Dion, A New Day Has Come. And then, oh my god, Don't Give Up on Me by Andy Grammer. Have you guys seen the video where he's like talking to the kids? It's so, or he's like singing with the kids at the school, the public school, where they do all the songs. It's so sweet. Okay. Then Work That Body by RuPaul. It's one of her older songs. Madonna, Like a Prayer, Cherish, and Keep It Together, because I didn't have those. And Madonna, Causing a Commotion. Do I even know how it goes? Keep It Together. That was how she used to end her tour. If you watch the Blonde Ambition tour, I used to love that song. Can We Work It Out by Gordy. Okay, you know what is so funny about this? I didn't even know that I downloaded this song or where I downloaded it or whatever. I downloaded it. It came out, on August 25th, 2017, my anniversary. But anyway, so we were walking through, I think it was the Dallas airport when we like landed, and I had AirPods in and I was listening to this song, and I just kept on listening to it over and over and over again. I really liked it. And then Loving You by Seafret, Holy by Justin Bieber. That was because I watched that show, Love Victor, and they do a duet, and they sing that song in there. I'd never heard of that song of his. Fade Into You by Blondine Maze. Adele, 21. Set Fire to the Rain, Take It All, and Love Song. I don't know which song I bought of hers on there recently. A Mix of Hide and Seek by Danny Olson. 1,000 Oceans, Tori Amos. I'm not a big Tori Amos fan. Forever and a Day, My Kind of Party by Jason Aldean, Hold Me Closer, Elton John and Britney Spears, Careless Whisper. Okay, Caroline and I were both in Crumble Cookies, and they were playing this remix of Careless Whisper. I wish I could play it for you because it's, do you guys remember Wham, Careless Whisper? It's so good, you guys. Toy Soldier by Britney Spears, which is like one of my favorite Britney Spears songs of life. Let's see if there's anything on here that would surprise you guys. Near My God to Thee from the Titanic soundtrack. Amazing Grace by Lady Smith Black Womboza. Here's all of the, I downloaded Whitney, the Greatest Hits, but I have every song of hers ever in here. Spinning Away by Brian Eno and John Cale. Disintegration, remastered, Pictures of You and Love Song I downloaded by The Cure. James Taylor, Caroline in My Mind, Fire and Rain, Sweet Baby James. Future Nostalgia by Dua Lipa, Break My Heart and Levitating. I do like her. Dish by Purple Disco Machine. You Don't Know My Name and If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys. The Fall by the Chainsmokers. Britney Spears, Sometimes. And Coming Home. Oh, Coming Home, Maybe This Time, Over the Rainbow, For Good, and No More Tears, Enough is Enough by Kristen Chenoweth. I love her. So, do you guys want to know my country music? I know people are like, Peter, you don't like country music. Oh, yes, I do. How do you sort it? Should we do it by recently added? Oh, we'll just go through, I'll just read them. Okay. Alan Jackson, American Kids, Kenny Chesney, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Now, by a lot of these, I have several albums. Florida Georgia Line, Backwoods Barbie by Dolly Parton, The Band Perry, Blake Shelton, Billy Currington, Little Big Town, Blake Shelton Collection, Blown Away, Carrie Underwood, Breathe by Faith Hill, Brett Young, Crystal Gale, Rascal Flatts, Eric Church, Clint Back, Winona, Mary Chapin Carpenter, a tribute to country heroes, Luke Bryan, Deanna Carter, Billy Currington, Phil Vassar, Alan Jackson, Dustin Lynch, Dolly Parton, Eagle When She Flies, Emmylou Harris. I love Emmylou Harris so much. Tim McGraw, the Charlie Daniels Band, Mary Chapin Carpenter, Skeeter Davis, Faith Hill, The Chicks, Tracy Lawrence, Zach Brown Band, Miranda Lambert, Loretta Lynn, Kenny Rogers, George Strait, Lady A, Keith Urban, Tim McGraw, Keith Urban, John Anderson, Kenny Chesney, Gretchen Wilson, Willie Nelson. I love Willie Nelson so much. Alan Jackson, it's his greatest. Willie Nelson's his greatest hits and some other albums. Alan Jackson, Lee Brice, Kenny Chesney, Dolly Parton and Sia, Dolly Parton, Loretta Lynn, and Tammy Wynette. If you guys have never listened to the album, Honky Tonk Angels, you need to listen to it immediately. Toby Keith, Jada Dreyer, John Denver. I love John Denver so much. Kathy Mattea. I love Kathy Mattea. I mean, she's probably one of my favorite musicians of our life. Gloriana, Chris Lane, Nancy Griffith. I love Nancy Griffith too. She's kind of more of a folk singer though. Billy Currington, as you can see, is probably Billy Currington, Kenny Chesney, Jason Aldean. I really like. The Judds, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Anyway, Billy Currington's one of my favorites as well. Those were some, Kenny Chesney. I don't really ever hear a Kenny Chesney song I don't like. Oh, Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. I just love them so much. The Judds, Love Can Build a Bridge. Helena Hunt. Okay, I watched this reality show back in the day. Do you guys remember? And it was with these like 4 girls, and they were all like vying to be the next country music star. And she wore like this hat, and she sang this song called Make a Wish on Me. Oh my God, I loved it so much. And I don't even know what happened to any of those girls. She didn't win though. Rascal Flatts. I love Rascal Flatts. Dierks Bentley. I love Dierks Bentley so much. Okay, Brad Paisley. I do think that Brad Paisley is handsome. Jason Aldean, I like Jason Aldean a lot. The Judds, Kenny Chesney, Tim McGraw, Taylor Swift, Willie Nelson, Lady A, Mary Chapin Carpenter, Tim McGraw, Reba McEntire, of course, Taylor Swift, Ricky Skaggs, Jamie O'Neill, the cast of Nashville. I have that soundtrack is really good. Reba McEntire, Zach Brown Band, Rascal Flatts, Taylor Swift, Justin Moore, Tanya Tucker, Tanya Tucker, Tim McGraw, Blake Shelton, Luke Bryan, whew, so handsome, Taylor Swift, Blake Shelton, Jennifer Nettles, I love her, Big and Rich, The Dirt Drifters, Little Big Town, Tim McGraw, Johnny Cash, Darius Rucker, Wagon Wheel is probably, I would have to say, in my top 10 favorite songs of life. Taylor Swift, Kenny Chesney, Mark Willis, Winona, Zach Brown Band, Billy Dean, Zine Campbell, Patty Loveless, David Allan Coe, George Strait, and George Strait. There we go. That's a lot of country music for somebody that doesn't love country music. I love country music. You can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy. Love it. So anyway, well, that was kind of fun, wasn't it? You're like, not. That was boring. Well, you know, when you've been vlogging, let's see. How many vlogs have I done? Approximately. I'll take out 65. Okay, 300 times 6 years, 1,800 vlogs, something like that I vlogged. Woo! I mean, you kind of start running out of some things to say after a while. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Tanya told me about this show. Hold on, I'll tell you about it. It's called, she and her husband Eric are watching it, and she's obsessed with it. And I think it's called Traders, and it's on Peacock. I think I might start watching it tonight if Alex keeps on sleeping. There's a show called Poker Face. Oh! It's with Natasha Lyonne. Blessed with an extraordinary ability to know when someone is lying, Charlie Cale investigates crimes she encounters on the road, coming January 26th. I'm adding that to my stuff. That looks so good, doesn't it? Here it is, The Traitors. Okay. In the ultimate murder mystery game, 20 players work together on thrilling missions to win a prize of up to $250,000. And it's hosted by Alan Cumming, or starring Alan Cumming, and it's got 10 episodes, and Tanya said the whole season is already out. And she said it is so good, and it takes place in like this castle in Scotland or something like that. And she's like, you should watch it, so I'm going to watch it. I also need to catch up on The Real Housewives of Miami, because I am way behind on that. Yeah, they have 9 episodes out. God, I got some stuff to catch up on. Put that on my stuff. Oh, my stuff. Add that to my stuff. Yellowstone. I wish I had like a break in shows, because if I did, I would like catch up on Miami. I would catch up on Potomac. I would catch up on a bunch of stuff. All right, you guys, listen. I have today filmed I started with my Peter Does Stuff video, which is like an online shopping haul. I showed a bunch of stuff that I bought online. And then I did a booktube video. And then I did a Peterisms video. And then I did a drama video. And now I've done this video. The only video I didn't do today was a review video. So, because I wasn't going to review Coda, you know, that's been out for a long time. So anyway, I'm going to get off here now, and I'm going to go upload this so I can get this up in time, and I'm going to relax for a little bit. So anyway, I love you guys, and thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I hope that if you like country music, put who your favorite country music artist is in the comment section below. A little audience participation today. I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Saturday. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. You'll be putting a smile on their face, changing their day, making them feel happy and positive, and I don't know, making them feel loved. And also, be kinder to one another. Love one another a little bit more, and be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Oh, and for those that need to hear it, and those that want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, one more I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.